Mattias Ekholm joins us now, Preds defenseman. So, Mattias, first of all, congratulations on making the playoffs, and thank you for joining us. Wild season you guys had. But I was just talking about how good the Carolina Hurricanes are. What's the message inside the room about the kind of game you guys are going to have to play, knowing how much firepower and how experienced the Canes are?
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me, first of all. Appreciate it. To your question, I think we know that they're a really high-skill team. They play with a lot of speed. So I guess to our advantage, if you look at our lineup, maybe a thing that we have a little bit more than maybe they do is the physical part of the game and the size in that matter. And I think we showed in the last two games here over the weekend that when we play a heavier game, a harder style game, I think that will benefit us. So I think that's one of the areas that we maybe have an edge on them.
What's kind of been the discussion like inside the room about this series?
No, I think obviously you know how our year went. It's been a lot of highs, a lot of lows. And when you come from a place where it's been really low and then you have that final stretch of 2 months of the season and you make it, I feel like we're at the point where just everyone's really excited. Nobody 2 months ago thought we would be here. I don't think so. When we go into this series, it's all positive. It's all not a bonus, I wouldn't say. That's not the right word to use, but obviously everyone's just excited to be where we are and playing these meaningful games. And it's going to be a great challenge. They're a great team. I think we have shown as of late that we can be a great team as well. So we first and foremost will worry about what we can do and on our team, but we obviously know we got a great opponent and it's going to be a great series. And I think excitement would be the word I would use to describe what's going on right now.
Preds defenseman Mattias Ekholm is with us. You talk about that excitement. This isn't the first time you guys have made the playoffs by any means, but Roman said on Saturday night that it's different than all the past seasons that you guys have made the playoffs since he's been here. Kind of what is that difference, and how does that maybe raise the excitement for you guys that have been through all the playoff wars in the past?
I agree with him 100%. I think when you, as kind of what I touched on earlier, but I mean, there was that one year we won the President's Trophy, and everyone looked at us pretty much coming into the playoffs like they got to carry it over, they got to keep going, whatever. And that puts a little bit of pressure on you as well. You know that you've shown that you can be good in the regular season, and now everyone's looking to go into the playoffs. And playoffs is a complete different thing. And I think I don't necessarily love to go back and look what we did the 17 season, but if you look at that too, we were kind of struggling and we got in as the last team. There was no pressure. Everything was just bonus, and we got in and we just run with it. And I feel like that's kind of the same feeling now. It's a really good feeling. You know that what we did here in the last 2 months was really good and got us back to where nobody thought we would be. And here we are, and now we sit with a chance to just run with that as well. We know we have a tough opponent to start with, but at the same time, in playoffs, I feel like a lot comes down to just pressure and handling those situations and just finding ways to just create excitement around the room and around everything, because you know playoffs is going to be a hard grind and it's a lot of focus on game one right now, but you know after game one there'll be game two, and if pressure starts creeping in, it's hard to get rid of it. So I hope our room and the feeling I have in our room is different than it's been in the past, and we're kind of, I mean, I think most people would agree we're the underdog, and but it's a good feeling to be that.
Mattias Ekholm's our guest. I remember one thing about kind of the two games that you guys played at Carolina, to your point, where they dictated it with speed. The game on Saturday night here, you guys really took it to them physically. It kind of reminds me of 2017 when you and PK Subban went up against all those great forwards that everybody was talking about from Chicago, and you guys were really physical, really as a unit, but especially you and PK. What has to happen in order for you guys to be that physical, knowing that Carolina doesn't want to play that game?
I think it's a mindset too. I mean, we're talking about it. Obviously, they talk about what they need to do. We talk about what we need to do. We know what our strength is. If you look at our team to their team, so for us, it's a mindset. We talk about it, and obviously, we want to play to that too, where we can get opportunities to hit, where we can get opportunities to use the physical presence out there. It's something that we're going over. We're getting a plan with it, and hopefully we can go and execute it and go on a run. I mean, it's kind of funny how it all starts over when you come back to the playoffs. The regular season is just about getting in, and now we're in, and now we can really make some noise here, and I think everyone feels rejuvenated for that reason. And now it's just a matter of finding our game and run with it. And I think it was a great thing to have these two games. Maybe we shouldn't take too much out of them, obviously, because the lineup was a little different on the second one, but at least that we got the 2 wins. We know we can beat them, and we know in what way we need to play, and everyone saw it pretty clear in those 2 games.
Mattias, I think you're probably a pretty popular guy as is, but you were maybe the most popular guy in the NHL about 9 weeks ago. I mean, it was every show, every story, everything. Mattias Ekholm here, might go here, he might go there, I remember you did the sit down with Adam Vingan, and it seemed pretty honest. When things were not looking good and your name kept getting brought up over and over again, you guys really turned things around. What did the team say to you, the guys in the room? Because they were probably hearing all the same things you were hearing. What did they say to you, and kind of how did you approach it? Because you played very well when the team turned things around.
Yeah, it was not a first, but it was a new thing for me in my career. I've not been involved in a whole lot of trade rumors or trade talks whatsoever up until this point, but when things doesn't go your way or things doesn't go the way the team wants to, there's going to be consequences from that. So I understand all that business part of it, and it was hard in the beginning, seeing all that and hearing all that. It's hard to just kind of shut it down, so to speak. And I think it was me and my wife had this discussion about the whole thing, and it was like a month to go till the deadline, and we knew that if we keep playing bad, these rooms are just going to pile up. So there's no reason to even listen to them. Just kind of control what you can control. Go out there, play your game. But in this instance, in my game, just worry about that, focus on that, and that's kind of the way I approached it. It sounds odd in the team sport, and everyone probably reads the articles, everybody sees all that, but sure. I never lost belief in this team. Like I don't think the other guys did either. It was never a place or a time where we'd discuss this as a possibility that I wouldn't stay here. And I think that's just what we did. We just stuck with it and controlled what we can control. And obviously we know, I believe in this group 110%, and I think we've really shown that as of late, and I'm really happy the way things turned out.
How big of a shot in the arm was it when nobody was traded at the deadline, when David basically said, I believe in this team and I want them to go forward?
Yeah, that's huge. That's what you want to hear from your management. I mean, it's I think everyone in the room, player-wise and coach-wise, knew we were going to turn it around. We knew we believe in these guys, and the core of the team. And it's obviously sometimes that in this salary cap world and all the draft picks and everything that can come back, we never know what management would. But to hear that from the general manager was obviously huge at the time, and we really all just ran with that.
When you think about past playoffs, we've seen times where Bridgestone Arena has been electric, and it really has kind of fed into you guys. We've also seen times where you guys have been beaten at home, like the Winnipeg series. Increased capacity, 12,000 plus for the playoffs. Friday night game for Game 3. I know you're thinking about Game 1 and Game 2 before you would think about Game 3, but what is kind of the excitement level about being at home on a Friday night in a humongous playoff game and more people in the stands?
Yeah, it gives me chills just when you're saying that. It's awesome. I think just having fans back again this year, just when it started and it was kind of 1,500 and it increased to 3,000 or whatever, makes such a huge difference. I remember we had 3,500 in the stands, and then we went to Chicago for a couple of games, and there was 0 there. It's just such a big difference when you can get that in. It gets a lot more emotion to the game. I feel like it brings a lot more excitement to the game, and obviously I think for us, as you're saying, it can go two ways when you have fans in there, but as of right now, the way we're rolling with the team, and we're just feeding off the crowd, and to know that we're going to put 5,000 more fans in there from where it was against Carolina here those last couple of games. It's awesome. It's a great feeling. And as you're saying, my focus is more again on game one than it is on game three. But you know that's coming, and it's super exciting. That's all I can say. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's funny you say that. I mean, I was at the game Saturday, and I said, you couldn't tell me that it was 33% capacity the way it sounded Saturday night, and to know that it's going to be even more. Certainly, I think a lot of people remember what all those playoff games in Smashville feel like. Mattias Ekholm with us. What about Coach Hynes? You know, I know that a lot of the discussion has been about all the guys that have been playing well or UC Saros in net. Coach Hynes gets hired in the middle of last year. There's a shutdown. Then you guys are just a real quick second in the bubble. Then you guys are out. Season starts. Things are going badly. What did you make of Coach Hynes this season, and kind of what does he bring to the table in this series against Carolina?
I think it's been a real good addition for us, and I think at the time he just came in with a new mindset and really something that we needed to work on and get going, and he did that, and then he came in, and this year, obviously you said last year was he got in the middle of the year and COVID and bubble and all that, but as of this year, we all saw the start, and we needed some time to adjust to everything and find our way, but got to give them as much credit as you do for us. Like they've just done a great job with us, believing in this group. It's not like we've changed anything throughout the year. It's just been a matter of kind of finding the chemistry and finding the way we need to play to be successful. And give them a ton of credit. They've been preaching it all year, trying to help us, trying to get us there, and you can really see the result now. It takes a little bit of time to start, but the way we're playing right now and the way he wants us to play, I think, is a really fun way to play the game. And I have only good things to say about him. That's pretty much what I got.
Mattias Ekholm, last one for you again as the Preds get set to take on Carolina. The organization has said not only did they not trade you, they didn't want to trade you. They want you to be here for a while. I know you're focused on the Carolina series, but how do you envision your future in the NHL as far as the Predators are concerned with your contract being up after next year?
Yeah, no, I mean, as I said with the trade stuff, I all I can say is I've never asked for a trade. I've never wanted to be traded. I've played for the Preds my entire career. I love my time here. I have both my kids are born here. There's just so much about Nashville that feels home. So with that, obviously I know my contract's up, and we got to see whenever we start talking about this whole extension thing, where they see me as a fit and where I do fit in. But as of right now, I have zero negative things to say about either the organization or the city or the fans or anything. I love it. I've loved my time here, and hopefully we can work out a way for me to stay here for the foreseeable future.
Yeah. Mattias Ekholm, great stuff, man. Really appreciate you. I know that you guys are really busy. I know there's tons of meetings and whatnot getting ready for Carolina. Congratulations on the season you guys had. Best of luck. Game 1 Monday night, Mattias. We'll be looking forward to it.
I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Yep, Mattias Ekholm, Preds defenseman, joining us on the program.